welcome to Anime Plus, episode 74. I'm Alex Light with Spark3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or perhaps watching this podcast at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sparky3. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. Join with me, as always, I got Zach here in studio. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Way to go. Wondering if we're going to start changing Fridays.
It has been 2 weeks in a row, Fridays. I would say no, we're not going to change the Fridays. That's just how it's played out. Also, shout out, I got a new display right there. 86 display, and a brand new one. There are some other new ones, but they're all gaming related, so I didn't throw those up yet. But you can see those on the next Game Static episode. Shout out to that show. Go listen. We definitely appreciate that. Shout out to the Josh Pillow. Josh is here with us in spirit. One day he'll be back. Make sure to go check out our website, sparky3.com. We definitely appreciate that, as well as the merch store, sparky3shop.com. You can use promo code ANNIV for 25% off for the remainder of this month, which won't be much longer. By the time this episode's out, you got like a day left. Use the promo code. Join the Discord. Definitely join the Discord. We got lots of exciting stuff on the way for that, involving a terrible football show and Eve Game Static. I'm not so sure about this show yet. We'll find a way to incorporate it into Discord sooner or later.
Somehow.
We'll get there. Go follow us at Twitter at Animan Podcast. Check out the other shows like Terrible Football Show. It's on its way back here this month with a very big episode. Lots of guests on this upcoming episode this month. Talking about movies and stuff, which will have a new episode out sometime in the near future with my boy Shane from a Terrible Football Show. Everything Marvel. And lastly, Spark Bark, which one of the guys that I've kind of become friends with through work, going store to store. He's now subscribed to our channel and listened to our content. He listened to episodes of every show, and he actually said Spark Bark was by far his favorite.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he was a big fan of Spark Bark. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, Steve. So, got to do another Spark Bark episode soon. We're going to do a terrible Animan cast with Zach, Shane, and Tyler. I don't know when. We got a big month ahead for us in other categories. Like, Terrible Football Show's it's only got one episode coming out this month, but that's a big episode. You know
what I'm getting, yeah.
It is a big episode. So we're very busy in Game Aesthetic. Bro, this month's going to be insane for us. But I think that covers all the general plugs. Thank you so much if you're here. We got a lot of good shit to talk about here with our normal shows, manga ratings, chapter ratings, all that stuff. Before we jump into stuff, it looks like Hunter x Hunter's coming back. It's happening.
See, that's been a weird thing because I've been seeing the people mentioning of discovering that the Hunter x Hunter's author's official Twitter, and that whole fiasco that's been going on for like the past week or two.
In my time of actively using Twitter, I think this is legitimately the first time that I saw something anime related trending #1 in the United States. Yeah. The highest that I've seen is like number 5 or number 6. I remember Eraserhead got trending that high after some chapter leaks whenever he, whenever that happened. So that got pretty high. I know Dragon Ball Super. I wasn't on Twitter actively then, but I know Dragon Ball Super, that probably got up to like #1 during during towards like the major hype points, Ultra Instinct introduction and stuff. Mm-hmm. That probably got #1. But yeah, when that went down, Hunter x Hunter was trending #1 across the United States.
That's funny.
And man, that blew up quick. It was just one, like, first off, that @ handle, what the fuck was that @ handle?
It's random as all hell.
Like, was he trying to hide? But because he didn't do a good job. I don't know.
I mean, he's what, probably like in his 60s, 70s now?
Yeah, I think Togashi's in his, about that range.
He probably didn't think about it. He just went, I want to go with this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was a Twitter account that has put up like some general sketches as well as like it was like, 4 more on the way or something like that or whatever it was. And it was making it rounds quick where people was just like, is this legit? Is this legit? Everyone trying to figure out if it's legit. Everyone's trying to dig in and figure it out. And then what gave it a lot of credibility was, I think it was the current, I think it's like the author and artist for One Punch Man retweeted, giving some serious confirmation this is legit. And then I think there was, I think it was the Jump editor he was reached out about, and he said, yes, that is the official Twitter account for Togashi. And then in less than 16 hours, he got over 1 million followers. Yep. Like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, it's happening. Hunter x Hunter's apparently on the way. To my understanding, for what I kind of gathered from like the editor for Jump, is that Togashi's trying to get enough chapters together for another volume. And then probably going on another hiatus, maybe.
For who knows how long.
Exactly. So that's kind of the gist that I got, is that, so when he said 4 more chapters, I don't know if that meant like 4 more until he's done or only 4 chapters and that's going to be a volume. I don't know. But it's good. I guess it's good for Hunter x Hunter fans to see it coming back.
It's always funny. People always like One Piece is going to be the longest series ever. Then we always come back and look at like Hajime no Ippo.
That's one of the long, and then Detective Conan as well.
Hunter x Hunter is like, yeah, no, One Piece is going to end before these suckers ever do.
Yeah. Oh my God, true, dude. So that got the internet talking. Also, another miss. We got another miss. Ayashimon's ending.
Yep.
Next week. Big bum.
Oh, well.
It had such an awesome start. But these past probably 8 chapters have been lackluster.
Yeah, these last several have been very super lackluster. My funniest thing was this chapter, the initial start of it, and the whole edit, draw, or writing thing they did. And someone in the comments went, shit, don't break the fourth wall so hard. Last time this happened, Red Hood died.
Speaking of Red Hood, apparently that author got picked up by Elusive Samurai's writer. Hey. So the Red Hood writer is on that team.
Well, that's some shit then.
Yeah, that is some shit. Yeah, he's helping out over there. Ayashimon, big depressing on that one. That's going to end. But we got 2 new series. One of them's called Alien Force, I think, or something. I don't know.
I don't know that one.
And then I saw whatever the other one is, but they will start this upcoming weekend, or at least the first one will.
See, I've been actually reading that Super Smartphone. That's actually fairly interesting.
Is it though? Because I looked at it, I'm like, this looks kind of dumb. Is it actually pretty solid?
I mean, it's on the level of intrigue because we're already in what I think it was chapter 4 that came out this week.
Probably.
And we're already getting a rivalry. This is a big thing. In chapter 4, there's a whole high rise being raided by 200 thugs.
Okay, all right. I may give it a read. I did see that Akane-Banashi, the first volume is being recommended by Oda. I saw that. I'm like, well, it's fucking safe. It's not going anywhere. This is the Kubo approval that's kept High School Family alive. So that series is not going anywhere for quite a while.
It's a very enjoyable series. So
I haven't even read the first chapter.
I mean, it's very enjoyable.
Okay.
It's different. It's very different from everything else in Shonen Jump at the point, just because of the subject matter it's going over.
That's fair. I'd say the last thing to kind of throw out there before we jump into anime chat is I saw, dude, this tweet fucking murdered me. It took me off this planet. It was after a new trailer was released for Dragon Ball Super Superhero, aka worst movie name ever, and it was from the official Dragon Ball Super Twitter, right?
Oh no!
And it just retweeted the link to the video as well as a picture of Gohan. It's just Gohan has the power of gods and anime on his side. Watch the new trailer. I'm like, they fucking made that reference.
What?
Have you ever seen that? Yeah. I love that video. Don't fuck with me. I have the power of God and anime on my side. As soon as I saw that Dragon Ball Super put that up with Gohan, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I love this. I immediately retweeted with the gif of the kid. I said, don't fuck with Gohan.
God dang it.
Oh, man. All right, let's jump into stuff. I'll start off with summertime rendering. Not a lot to really dive into this week. This episode was pretty heavily focused on the purple hair chick with the big breasts, and that
His name you can't remember.
I actually have it pulled up. First off, this is the first episode you actually got her actual name, apparently. The name that she's been referenced as the past few times is an alias. Oh. So this episode, you actually get her name, which is just Hizuru. And she's also apparently from this island, but from a long-ass time ago, right? Yeah, she lived on this island at one point in time.
Okay.
Yeah, so she knew some people. She knew some folks. But I want the record to be known that when I describe her as the big titty chick, that is how she is described in the show. I want that to be known. Like when Shinpei was trying to find her, he even says, have you seen a woman with big breasts and the perv cop? He's like, oh yeah, you bet I saw her. That is how she is described. I want that to be known. I mean, literally her first shot in episode 1 was him going face first into the tits. So that's just how she is. That's her character. Okay. But no, this episode is pretty heavily focused on her, of in this new loop that we are now in, of basically her getting on the island, where you see her encounter some people that she knew, that recognized her, including the person that raised, Ochiro and Noah and stuff. They knew each other from back in the day. You get some other little tidbits where she wrote a book at one point. You're just kind of learning more about her as a character. And you also kind of get to some tidbits on like who is like shadows right now, or like who, like, because like when she meets, like, you know, I mentioned that little girl before where she's very clearly one, and you do already see that, but like, you know, there was also the kind of trying to figure out what happened to her parents, because like in that earlier episode when Shinpei went to their house, like he saw like the black stains on the floor, very clearly indicating that the parents are gone as well, right? Well, whenever they're at the funeral, like, you know, keep in mind, this is like the first major event in every loop. Is like, you know, he gets there, you know, there's the whole thing with, you know, Noah coming down the hill, the water thing, whatever. And then after that, it's pretty much we're jumping into the funeral. Or even at the funeral, at that point, her parents are already shadows.
Oh, damn.
She figures out. Because, like, I know I didn't describe it well in a previous episode because I just forgot, but like, you know, how exactly it was described when it came to figuring out how they're shadows. But thankfully I do remember now. So how to figure out who is a shadow and who is not is basically their shadow cannot be interrupted, essentially. So like, you know, when she's talking to this, you know, the parent, the mother of this little girl, who they were childhood friends. Yeah. Okay. The purple haired chick, you know, Hizuru. Yes, Hizuru and this mom, they were childhood friends. So like, you know, they're kind of trying to have like a conversation sort of thing. And then you hear like Hizuru's monologue where she's like, you see her foot kind of moving forward, inching forward toward the shadow. And you see you see the shadow kind of backing up. So like, even at that point,
gotcha,
they're shadows. And like, Shinpei, he figures that out as well because he, you know, kind of fucked himself already on this loop by saying something to the little girl, right? You know, because he's trying to do big brain play, and you know, because he kind of already knows that she's a shadow, but he kind of fucks himself because at that moment, then he figures out that they're shadows. Because in this moment, he kind of like basically puts it out there that he's a lot smarter than he is. Like he knows about the shadows and stuff, whatever, indirectly. But when he does that, he then figures out the two parents are shadows as well because he sees a little ant crawling, and when he does, he sees the shadow splitting, where the ant's not crawling over the shadow. So that's when he realizes, oh, fuck, all three of these are shadows. Oh, God, I just fucked up. Because even they, you know, the parents had like a weird like side head look. Just like, who told you about shadows? Was it Noah by chance? It's just like, oh, fuck, I just made myself sus as shit. Yeah. So that was kind of the only real point for Shinpei in this episode. Other than that, it was just kind of following Hizuru, whatever, as well as like, you know, like this older guy who you've only seen in the background a couple times, where he, you know, he's just like longtime friends with her and stuff, and they're kind of working together on this whole shadow thing. And you know, she left her phone with him and said like, hey, you know, there's a chance that Shinpei is going to call, because like she knows Shinpei just kind of going through the island and stuff, right? And you know, when he does end up calling that number, you know, he's just like, oh, you called a lot sooner than we were thinking you would, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. And he puts him through a test where he's just like, you know, he said he'll agree to meet up with him, and Shinpei's just kind of out in the open. He's on his phone. So, all right, hey, you know, where you at, dude? Like, he's like, yeah, just stand right there. And the dude's got a fucking sniper and shoots at Shinpei's shadow just to see if he's a shadow or not. Yeah. And then the episode ended with Hizuru and Shinpei actually meeting. So, like, we're only at, like, I think maybe the second day of this loop. I think there's only like 5 days before everyone's going to die. So I think we're only in the second day, and Shinpei and Hizuru have now met at the end of this episode. So I guess we're going to kind of see where things go from there. We all die together. Basically, yeah. You get to see her fuck up a shadow in this episode. So that was kind of, it was actually really cool to see how it died. I'll be honest, because like, you see, like, you know, like the dude who, you know, raised you know, Ichiro and Noah, he's just trying to go take a shit, man. You know, he's just taking a dump right now, and you know, it's kind of like it gives you like almost like a little bit of a horror vibe. I know it's the whole point of the show, whatever, but like, you know, it's just like you're kind of getting shots of in the bathroom and stuff. You know, he went in there. It's just like, oh God, is he about to die? But he already has a shadow of himself kind of floating around the island. You know, it kind of walks in there. You see him open the door, so it's kind of like a secondary thing where it's just like, you know, you knew he already went in there, but then if it almost feels like, are you watching something from the past kind of thing, you know? So it's like, you know, like, are you getting to see like what happens when he went into the bathroom? He opens a stall door and she just has a sledgehammer. She's in the toilet there and just slams it down on the ground in the shadow. He starts to say something. It's just like, oh, maybe that wasn't shut. Then you just see his face just crumble in and just like evaporate. And you see over in the stall beside him the actual real guy with his pants down, taking a shit. He's like, was that fucking sound in the stall beside me? Oh man, no, solid episode though. I'm really enjoying this show. This show is fucking awesome. Let's hop over to what, Shield Hero?
Yeah,
Shield Hero. Solid episode. Not a whole lot happened. I mean, there was some good intel stuff in this episode.
Yeah,
The end half was very good for sure.
Yeah, it was more or less just a big
Build up kind of thing.
Build up and exposition of this world we're now in, of our hunting, fishing rod hero explaining all the different common races here and everything, and explaining how the Dragon's Hourglass works differently. Her and our MC, whose name eludes me at the moment. Naofumi, yes. Realizing that they can trade items and give each other XP for weird things. And just that things work differently for each other and whatnot.
Yeah. And with the race thing, we did find out like Glass is right. Like she's like a spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. That was something we found out in this episode as well. We had the nice little raid of the tower. Now Fume got to become a merchant again, and that was funny. Him being evil as shit. Yeah, that was fun. It's like, oh well, this is the last one. Yeah, we'll start the bidding here. You know, that was funny. Yeah, end of the episode was kind of depressing though. Yeah, that was kind of depressing. You know, we're sitting here, get ready to do the teleport the hell out of here. When you got all these assholes all around them, everyone's glowing, ready to teleport, and all of a sudden, Ratilia, who by the way, keep in mind, she's a little girl right now. You know, her little gold glow disappears, and she's gonna be stuck there. She can't teleport. Yep. And Kazuna, I think it's Kazuna, right? I think that's her name. Yes. Kazuna's just like, sorry, I can't turn off the teleport when it starts. So like, yo, Ratilia is about to be left behind with all these fucking people, and the dickhead forgot Rio, right? Don't ask me. That was the book dude. I think it was Rio. Rio, yeah, was saying that he was going to take Raftilia and turn her into his experiment and shit. Like, next episode's like, that's gonna be kind of low key sad. It's like, oh man, Raftilia. I mean, yeah, because it finished with them teleporting away. Yeah. So it's just her hanging out there, surrounded. Yeah. That's depressing. I mean, yeah, it was a solid episode though. I mean, like you said, the main thing is it's kind of just exposition about where we're going. You know, it gave some good intel, some good little funny moments, good heartwarming moments, like you know, playing out in the snow sort of thing, whatever. Yeah. You know, stuff like that, but nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. What about Spy Family? What you think about Spy Family this week? Episode 7. Damiana has like a super hard filter on with Anya. That's fucking massively true. Massively true. When I got towards the end of the episode, I just saw how he saw Anya just with the sparkle in her eyes. Yeah. He was just thinking about her every moment. Yes. Like looking back at him, sparkles. You know, every moment. He's just like, what is this in my chest? Meanwhile, Lloyd over here going, I was worried, so I came to check. Yeah. And trying to set up every possible means. And just him in the hallway, just like, you need to apologize. Yeah, just like, you know, put on a note on someone's back, say sorry. You know, just various ways to say, Anya, you need to apologize. Her omelet rice that just and ketchup all over it. Sorry. Oh my God, bro. That is dedication. Even dude. Him going to the point of when Becky drags Anya away from when she initially tries, and him just going, has someone trained her to interfere? He's just like, I'm overthinking this. She's just a child. No one would do that. Oh, dude. Meanwhile, him over here trying to get a child to become a scholar so he can get to his target. Right. No, I mean it was a funny episode. It was because I mean it was like I enjoy the school interactions quite a bit that we see, like we read in the manga and stuff like that. Like I do. So I mean, I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. It was a fun little watch. And I enjoyed that sort of end half with Yor and Lloyd talking and everything about how Anya feels and everything about all of it, and Lloyd sort of getting that big picture of what's a family. Oh, just whenever like he found Anya asleep studying, or was that last episode? No, that was this episode. Okay, it ended that with this episode. Well, no, technically what it ended with was seeing Yuri discover that his sister is now married. So we get the Yuri episode next. I'm excited for the Yuri episode, dude. Yuri is something else. He is. Yeah, I'm excited for that episode. That was some very funny interactions between him and Twilight, where it's like a mental battle between them. It's just like, oh, this guy's probably testing me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking test this guy. This guy's a fucking piece of shit marrying my fucking sister. Having no idea that there should be arch enemies, but they're enemies for for not a reason at all that should matter. Right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, next episode's going to be fucking solid. This one was just a fun little watch. Every episode of Spy Family was a fun little watch. Yes. I mean, that's just a fucking show.
But it is sort of interesting now watching these compared to what's currently happening in the manga and just going, God dang, Spy Family was very lighthearted back then.
Yep. Oh, true. Very, very true. Very, very lighthearted compared to now. Which is not, well...
I mean, it's still lighthearted.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But we've had a lot more interesting subjects.
Boat arc was pretty solid.
Yes.
Enjoyed that. Enjoyed Twilight's backstory quite a bit. That was solid. I wonder if that means we're going to get your backstory soon.
I can only hope.
I hope so, too. That'd be awesome.
Because that's going to be depressing as hell.
That's true. That's going to be I love me some depressing backstories. All right, we got to rework the backstory. We got to redo that bonus cast. Yours going to the top once that happens.
I mean, actually, now that I think yours may not be depressing. It just depends. Because what we know about yours is that she became an assassin to take care of her younger brother because something happened to their parents.
Right.
I don't think it's ever revealed what happened to their parents. But Yor became an assassin. She comes home... Because we've had a couple interactions of flashbacks of young Yor and Yuri where she like shows up with presents and she's like covered in blood.
Right, yeah.
So she was not secretive about it to Yuri at all.
Yeah. I hope we'll get a backstory for Yor at some point.
Yeah.
But you're right, it may not be as depressing as we think. I don't think it'll be as bad as Twilight's, actually. Twilight's was really sad. Twilight's was a true tragic backstory and would be on the Anime Plus backstory list. Because that's mostly filled with tragic backstories.
Yes.
Minus the couple that you threw in because you're a good guy and you wanted to keep it a little bit more happy. Unlike Josh and I. Just pure depress down
Pretty
the whole
much.
list. Yeah.
Y'all can only get hype for characters who apparently suffered throughout all their life.
It's relatable. Not really. All right. What's going on in your Skeleton Knight world there? Skeleton Knight, another world. What's going on over there?
So, the previous episode ended with them meeting the Beast Ninja Girl again. They find her in the capital just beating up some guys who were trying to hit on her, take her to a bar or whatnot. She beats them up and whatnot. She turns around and sees them and says, "Hi," and all this fun stuff to Arc. More or less this episode, she goes on to explain that she is a part of a ninja clan, and they've been running around trying to save their beast people, because like there's been slave market trade of the elves, there's also a slave market trade of the beast people. So they're doing the same thing as the elf girl was. They're trying to save their people. Just they're a clan of ninjas. And come to realize, Art comes to find when they're talking to her that the clan was formed like 600 years ago by a human. And he's just like, what? And he texts the dots and just like, that was another guy who was sent to this world. And he single-handedly created a clan of ninjas? That's fantastic. Because this episode had a lot of moments of Art going, just thinking in his head and going, that's amazing. From a fantasy fan's point of view, and him just being in the room looking up, just sort of, ah! And then his elf companion and the new beast girl, whose name I forget, are just looking at him like, what's wrong with him? Because there's even a moment when she's actually telling him about this, and he realizes that. She tells him his name was Hanzo. Mm. Do you know anything about Japanese ninjas?
Roughly.
Okay. Well, Hanzo Hitori is one of those iconic ninja names.
Like kind of like how Sasuke is, because Sasuke is like considered like one of the legendary warriors.
Yeah, because there's a Sasuke as well.
Yeah.
And more or less, he hears that, and he just does that moment in the forest. He's just like, ah, and Mister's like, what's wrong with him? And the elf literally just replies, oh, he does that sometimes. Just leave him be. More or less what this constitute is that she asks him for help. Him and the elf agree to help, and they meet up, and he meets up with one of the other 6 ninjas, because the 6 ninjas all are given titled names, which are names of famous ninjas that the founder left to them. Because like the second one he meant is Goemon. The Beast Girl, I can't remember the name. It's like, I'm going to butcher it because I can't think of it. It's like Chiyama? That's not right.
Close enough.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
And things like that. And he realizes that. It leads to them revealing their plan of that they're attacking this fort, but they're not expecting to save everyone. They're expecting that there's going to be sacrifices because they're trying to draw all the forces of the black market here, and they're actually going to hit 4 other markets that are in the capital and save all those people. So the 2 girls are going to sneak in the back. Ark and Goemon are attacking from the front. It ends with them 2 attacking the front and just more or less having a field day. They're attacking the guards. The guards literally can't do shit. The 2 of them just destroying everything. Goemon uses an earth skill, causes spice to come out and everything. Ark uses an earth skill and earth magic. And unbeknownst to them, they grow more powerful together. And they just have the fort full of earth spikes by the end of it. And the 2 girls see it and it's like, what's going on over there? Or else just like, there's a cocky skeleton over there who just had an untimely burial. And they just carry on. And that's how it ends, just after they start their raid, so.
What about your meme?
So fucking meme quest.
Oh, here we go.
So.
Do I need to hit a button?
Actually, yeah, hit the button.
Oh, God, which one is it? Is it yellow?
What the is this chapter?
No.
Nope.
What the did I just watch?
There you go.
So, they defeated Zabuwera and all that fun stuff. We have an opening moment of where it ended, where Crocodile Zabuwera was trying to crawl away, and Crocodile just shows up. I got you. And more or less, here's some irony here. So it's a whole thing of Crocodile and Zabuwera doing their moment of Zabuwera going, Crocodile just being more or less confronting him, saying, you have no more escape, you have no energy and whatnot. You're unfortunately this is gonna be the end of you, Zabuwera. Zabuwera being his evil scheming self, trying to literally cry crocodile tears to a crocodile man to make him feel pity for him and let him live, and going like, I'll never do anything evil again, yada yada yada. And he thinks he's tricked Crocodile when he sets down his axe blade. Natakana tries to grab Crocodile to poison him, and Crocodile just drops the handle, catches Zabuwera's arms. And I was just like, don't do this, Crocodile. Spare me, spare me. And I always forget at times how Avenger Quest Die has some brutal deaths. Because Crocodile takes his King Redemption Blast, hits Zabuwera at point blank, and literally melts him.
Jesus Christ.
Like, Zabuwera becomes black. The old night guy who's become friends with Crocodile is like, oh, you killed the little rat. Hey, good for you, Crocodile. As things' face starts melting off.
Fucking Christ.
And it's just so lighthearted. And them have a moment of just Crocodile. If I wasn't the one who fought Die first, would I still fought for evil and everything? And the old man like, it wouldn't have mattered, Crocodile. We would have still respected you because you're a man of honor, even if you were an enemy. And they have an old guy bro moment. And then it goes back to Hunkel who's fighting off all these demons, protecting the rear guard and all this stuff. He's been fighting these demons for like 2 episodes now. Which brings back him, which is the pawn character who's made from Hadlar's energy or whatnot. He was one of the chess pieces knights. And he should have died whenever Hadlar died because he was brought to life with Hadlar's life force magic. Last time we saw him was during the fight of the chess knights and everyone else. And he sort of got cucked. He literally was just Hunkel, finishing move, hits him off the palace, and that was it. There was no big build-up or anything. I was just like, even at the time when I watched it, I was like, well, that was anticlimactic. But he's had 2 other moments, so I guess they said screw it. I was wrong. I should have expected this. He came back. So he comes back, and he walks up behind all these demons and all of them going, them all being afraid of him, will be like, how is he doing this? He's just one man. And him showing up's like, you all can't defeat him. He's too strong for y'all. And them all looking, it's like, who's this punk? And doing the natural henchman thing and going, well, we're going to beat you up before we beat him up. They all go and attack him, and he literally murders them all.
Okay, Jesus, okay.
He straight up beats all of them, murder them, and Hunkel just going, how are you alive? You should be dead. I pierced you in a hole. Hadlar's gone. He's just like, you're right. I should be dead. But when I fell and hit the ground, I fell into a deep, dark ocean. But I felt the feelings of my friends. I went, fucking hell. He's like, I felt the spirits of my... Yeah. I felt the spirits of my friends. It shows all the pictures of the other knights, and then my master's Hadlar, and it goes back to a flashback moment where Hadlar's just like, you're the one who looks the most like me. You resemble me the most. And it goes back to him. He's like, I knew I couldn't die here. I knew I had to beat the shit out of you for my friends. Yeah. Otherwise, I could not see him in the afterlife. And I went, so you came back to life literally just to throw hands at Hyunkul. Not to stop Dai or King Varn. Literally just to finish your rivalry, Hyunkul. Their deaths were all just for you to throw hands with Hyunkul.
That's a respectful thing to do, though. You want to throw hands with him. Jesus Christ.
I was just like, okay. I was like, all right, that's where we're going with this. King Vern's still here because he just won fucking sunlight.
That's right.
Yeah, his whole entire plan to destroy the world is because he wants fucking sunlight in the underworld.
It's be dark down there, bro.
Motherfucker, make a skylight.
It doesn't work like that. Make a skylight.
If you go into the kingdom's like, yo, it's dark as hell down here. We need a skylight. Can we like open up a hole or something? We'll just like buy the plot. The kingdoms will probably be like, yeah, we're down.
That's not how it works. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no, this is all about him and Hyunkul. So he goes like that, and then he literally goes Super Saiyan. Right before he fights all the demons and whatnot, he goes Super Saiyan. He gets oil around him and everything, and fucking white hair blasts out the back of his head.
That is awesome. Let's go.
He literally goes Super Saiyan. I was like, this motherfucker. And Hyunkul's just like, he now looks like Hadlar. He's literally gained Hadlar's hair.
Okay.
And just everything, and he just starts fighting, and he's just beating the shit out of Hyunkul, because Hyunkul's super weak and everything, just beating the shit out of him. And he's just like, well, I guess this is how it ends. You're so strong, but now you're weak, and we're going to end like this. And now we have Hyunkul falling into that dark sea that we saw him falling into, and him having a moment of, it's time for me. This is my end time. Then he has a moment of, you can't die, Hyunkul. And he goes to a grass field, sees Dai and the whole rest of the group. Avon, him becoming a young child again and training with Avon. I'm just being, Hyunkul, you're still not doing what I taught you, young boy. And Hyunkul going, you're right. I haven't tried everything. Stands back up. It's not over yet, him. And I'm like, motherfucker.
What the f?
That.
Yeah, no, I always get one of these episodes every now and again where it's just full of tropes, and I'm just like, God dang it!
You're a very strong individual for how long you have put up with this. Like, what episode are we even on? Because I don't even put it on the script anymore. I just leave it at Meme Quest. What episode are we at?
I think we're at 79. I think it was 79.
Oh man, you poor bastard! Jesus Christ.
And here's the thing now. I pay money to watch these now because all like the most 5 recent episodes, they're all paywall locked now because of the new, since of whoever bought Crunchyroll again. I forget now.
Oh, so because okay. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Is that a higher subscription tier now?
No, it's just a single paid tier.
Okay, because that's what I have. I just have like the tier 1 pay for. It's like $8 a month.
As long as you have a paid tier, a premium tier, you can watch it all. But they've added a lot more paywalls now.
Well, it is what, Sony, I think?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's Sony. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me either. I mean, I'll be curious to see where it goes on forward. I'm surprised I haven't heard more backlash from it, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. But then again, I think most people who use that service are maybe a low tier premium, which is like $5 or $6 a month, just so there's no ads.
Yeah.
So it may have not affected really anyone at all.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah, because I mean, I haven't even really noticed any changes because I'm already a member and I have been.
Yeah.
It's like, I think $8.72 a month. So not bad. All right, let's talk about fucking Tomdoachi game. There's a lot going on here.
It was perfectly fine. It was fine.
Like there's some shit going on here. Like what is our protagonist's play? Like what exactly is his play? What is Yuuchi's play in this whole thing?
To fuck everybody.
That is all I get out of this, is that he is stone cold wanting to just fuck everyone. Like, it's one of those cases, it's like, is he actually just trying to truly fuck everyone right now, including Tenji, even though like they had their kind of beef, whatever, but they were willing to work together, you know? Like, is he willing to just completely say, fuck this dude and let him die, essentially? Or is there a big master plan behind this?
There's a big master plan, because when you look at this episode, so whenever... Pretty much at the start of the hide and seek game, it starts with the first half of it being, first third of it, I should say, is them finding a hiding spot for Tenji, because he's going to be the hider. And it also goes through all the rules of the fact that hiders, once they're hidden, they cannot move. If they move, they get penalized. The team that gets penalized gets money added onto the dead, immediately loses. Game over.
Yep.
And everything's like, Tenji, once the hider's hidden, they can't move. If they need, they can eat. There's a spot with all this food and water they can eat and drink as much as they want, but the seekers have to bring it to the hider. Hider can't move, so without the seekers' help, hider's screwed.
Basically.
Hider's the only one who can surrender. They have the self-destruct grenade, where once that press it, it's done. Then again, you can switch sides whenever you want. Doesn't matter when or where, you can switch sides. Second thing, first rule that I forgot. Everyone has a phone and has everybody's contacts on both teams.
Yep.
You can contact anyone at any time.
Very interesting.
Yes. On all that fun stuff. So the big thing we got to get from this is whenever the two of them are talking right before Tenji's put away in his hidey hole cave, and Yuuchis setting up whatever his plan is, which I'm still not entirely sure, because this show likes tons of fucking red herrings and all this stuff. If I checked it by frame, maybe I'll notice something. He more or less tells Tenji, it's going to be rough, man. I will be back, but it's going to be fucking awful. He's like, no matter what happens, trust me. It's going to be bad, though, but trust me. That's not what he actually says. But if you can read between the lines, that's more or less what he said. He was more or less letting Tenji know, like, you're going to suffer.
It's going to be really, really terrible. And it was really terrible.
Because more or less what the second, third part of this is just Tenji's mental state.
Yep.
Because Tenji and Yuuchi already haven't eaten for 3 days. Which, from what it makes it sounds like the other five were fine.
Yeah,
they
like,
got
what the fuck?
Food and water and whatever.
What the fuck? Like, come on.
I guess those two got penalized because of how they finished, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
It hasn't said, but they haven't eaten already for 3 days. Then Yuuchi lets him chill in a cave for another 3 days.
Yep.
So, for anyone who doesn't know this, the human body can go about 7 days without eating. You're not going to feel great, but you can survive 7 days without eating. You can go 14 days without water, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's 14.
Still not great, but you will live. You will feel awful, but you'll live. Some of your internal organs and whatnot may not recover, but hey, you're still alive. So yeah, he's just chilling here for 3 days, 6 days without having eaten or drink anything, just suffering.
Yep.
Just chilling, nothing to do. He's just like, oh, I have the phone, I can call. He calls, and as soon as he call, the first thing that went in my head was, you can call, but they don't have to answer.
Yep.
And
didn't answer.
Yuuchi didn't answer. He called again. Oh no, he got a call back.
Yeah, he got a call back. Yeah.
And it's a team member of the other team.
Yep.
Who I guess had Yuji's phone for whatever reason. I assume it's going to explain why Yuuchi gave them his phone at some point. And he's just like, hey, he's going to let you die, man.
Yeah, he's just like chilling over here, dude.
He's been chilling with the girl, just eating, drinking, sleeping for like the last 3 days. No, 2 days at that point.
Yeah, it's been 2 days.
Yeah. And everything. It's just like, you should press that button. It seems like he's really just going to let you die. And Tenji's just going, if he really needs me, he'll just call me. Hangs up. And then looks at the grenade, so, no, Yuuchi wouldn't give up on me.
Yeah, Yuuchi will come back. He'll come back.
Yeah. Then it's the whole thing with the two observer girls looking, it's just one of them going, oh, he's going to give up on the third day and it'll be no problem. And the other woman being like, you sure? And then our secret spy, who's the third person.
Yeah.
She apparently made one report and was like, this guy is messed up.
This guy is crazy.
I thought he was bad, but after he apparently told her his plan, he's like, he is fucked up.
He is, dude. Yuuchis fucked up, bro. Straight up. There was even the moment, it's just like, when we got to the third day, the two people that were still watching, she was just like, oh, so you think we're going to get a winner decided today? Like, today's the day. And there was even a moment where it's just like it appeared like Yuuchi came back with like some water and food, whatever. Yeah, he
somehow escaped because it showed in the previous scene that the other guys have been watching him because they have more people. They can just follow the seeker to the hiding spot immediately. Yep. And he even says that, like, that's the best. That's one of the most secure ways to win and whatnot. And we had the whole moment where Tenji's there and just like he hears Yuji and he managed to escape somehow.
Yep.
And handing him bread and water, he's just like, oh, thank God you finally made it. I knew you weren't abandoned me. Then it shows the observers in the camera. She's going, what is he doing?
And you see the video and he's just talking to himself, extending his hands like, oh, this rice ball. It looks so good.
Amazing.
It's like, oh, man, he's just hallucinating from the lack of food and water at this point. Oh, shit. Okay. And then it brings us back to Yuuchi chilling with everyone, whatever, and he makes the announcement he wants to join Group K, whatever. Wants to join the other side. And that's where the episode ended. So next episode, I mean, it's going to probably, we're on what, 8? I think it's 12 episode season. I mean, probably next episode, or like, it's just going to be the end half of the episode, I feel like it's going to be a full-blown breakdown of his entire fucking plan or something. I don't know.
I mean, they gave 3 episodes for the previous game. So, I mean, they may give another 3 episodes. Because, I mean, from what you said, this is a long series.
It is,
so I assume, depending on how, because I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's doing all right.
Yeah, I think it's being received well, to my understanding.
So I can only assume it's going to get a second season at some point.
I swear to God, they fucking put it in the goddamn fall. Please don't put it in the fucking fall.
So I feel like we may they may extend this for another episode for 3, and then give us a little feeler of whatever the heck's going on with the other 3 during that time. Because supposedly they were let go during this time.
All I know is those 3 will come back into the story. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it'll be these remaining 4 episodes, but I know in some way they will come back.
I figured they would do, because if I remember correctly from the second game, how they explained it was anyone who didn't go down would be let go for 3 days, which would be those 3 days where those 2 were famined.
Yeah.
So I assume they're already back some way in fashion in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how yet. So,
what an episode, though! Fucking looking forward to the next one. I'm actually really looking forward to the next one. I want to know what this Grandmaster plan is, because like even in like obviously this episode you got no indication of what this plan is besides like he's been chilling because he knew he can't get back to Tenji, whatever, and he's going to join the group. So I want to know what this Grandmaster plan. I want to know what makes him so fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it. Favorite episode of the week? I know it's probably not Meme Quest for you.
I don't know. Meme Quest hit on friggin' top cylinders for trope. Just making me throwing up my hands and go, what the fuck? Oh, I keep forgetting to mention this in Skeleton Knight. So the elf girl, she's from a forest in the Great Forest of Canada. She keeps saying it. I was just like, what? I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, but okay. I don't know why I'm there.
None of them were like super like amazing chapters this week.
You mean episodes?
Yeah, episodes. Sorry.
If I had to give it, I would actually probably say Spy Family. Spy Family sounds good for me.
I would probably still keep riding the Summertime train. Summertime was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. Not like a whole lot happened. But it was still pretty solid episode. Before we jump into the manga chapters, I'm doing a very quick like first page, last page look. If you give me a sec, I want to because I was drawing a blank on what the Undead chapter was. I just wanted to refresh myself on a couple chapters real quick. Read so much, sometimes you forget. Oh, okay, yeah. Sakamoto was pretty solid.
The Sakamoto fight scenes are great.
Dude, they are. All right, so I think that was the only one that I needed to check on. Yeah, those are the only ones I needed to check on. Everything else I remember. All right, bet. Let's hop into chapter ratings for the week. One Piece, of course, on a break, coming back this upcoming weekend, which is going to be a pretty exciting chapter, you know, with how everything kind of...
because it's starting the wrap-up, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in wrap-up. I saw someone make a joke earlier where they were just like, Kaido's not done until I see him do this. And it showed like 3 different One Piece bad guys just laying on their back and arms wide. It was like Doffy, Crocodile, and Big Mom's son, Katakuri. Yeah. It showed all 3 of them in the same position. Like, this fight ain't done until Kaido's like this. I'm just like, that's a good point. I guess we'll see what happens in the next chapter. But yeah, we're kind of in wrap-up period. So I'll be kind of curious to see what this chapter's going to be this weekend. What about My Hero 353? Not a whole lot happened.
No, I mean, it was more or less a rallying call.
It was just like, oh man, Shoto did this. Good job, Shoto.
Yeah.
That's all it was. So I'd give it probably like a 7, 6.5.
7.
JJK 185. I'll be honest, I haven't read it. I don't fucking care about this arc.
It was weird.
That's good to know.
So just to give a quick breakdown, Panda got jacked up in the previous chapter.
Okay.
So this episode was Panda's mental state of his...
that's why I saw just pandas all over Twitter.
Yes!
Okay.
Because it's his mental state on how his body is. Because for anyone who's watched the anime should know that it's Panda, then he has his brother and his sister in him. And
yes.
they're like weird soul things.
Yes.
And his mental headspace of however this works...
I wish I read it now.
More or less him having this sibling relationship, and at the end, sort of them like gonna build up this whole moment, and then just the father comes in and is like, "We're going," and taking away the brother and sisters. Like, we can't leave Panda. We can't leave. We're not leaving him, son. He's leaving us. And then it just shows Panda's head in real life, in like the actual life, not this Panda dimension of his mental state. It's just Panda's head. And the person just being like, who's fighting him is like, tell me where this person is. And he's just like, well, I guess I'm screwed. And then that guy who was fighting the author dude just shows up. He's like, yo, Panda, you fucked up, bro.
Yeah, but I wish I read this now.
Yeah, no, the guy that was fighting the artist dude, which we never got a completion of, he just shows up and he's just like, hey, Panda, how's it going, bro?
Oh, okay.
I give it an 8 for the weirdness.
Okay. Mission Yozakura Family 130. If you read Mission Yozakura Family, then you know that this was a very odd chapter this week. I'm going to show you one single shot why.
Seems okay.
I mean, it was a funny chapter. It was a funny chapter. I'll give it that. I'll give it an 8. Undead Unluck 111. I'd probably give this one a 9. Undead Unluck is hitting on all cylinders right now. This has been a really solid chapter. Really solid few chapters, honestly. Mashle 108. I didn't read this one because we're still in training, right? Training. Okay. Sakamoto Days 71.
So I want to point out that everyone's names are eluding me today. What's
Shin?
This? Shin? Yes. When Shin fights, it's a martial arts fight.
Yeah.
When Sakamoto shows up,
I know where you're going.
It's a backyard WWE match.
Yeah, bro, it is.
Sakamoto shows up and she's like, let's go. Geyser, plane, chair, fucking airplane. And I'm just like, this fight sequence is fucking fantastic. But why? Shin knows Sakamoto. How does he go martial arts and then Sakamoto's like, it's WWE?
Dude, that's so true.
Like, now that I think
every time.
Any Sakamoto fight immediately goes, we gotta throw hands anywhere.
Yeah, like the fucking busting out the Ferris wheel and stuff like that, or busting into the Ferris wheel, you know?
Jumping through freaking subway cars.
Yes. It's ridiculous, dude. It amps it up like hardcore. I love it. This series is such a fucking awesome.
I mean, I give it a 9.
I gave it a 9 too. Also, I want you to know something. I don't know why it's like this. I guess it's because of like how much of a fan you are of this series. You're the one that introduced us to it. You're the one that's pushed it. Sakamoto is your profile picture on Discord. Just this, but for some reason, I picture you as Sakamoto. Like,
thank you.
Yes, like I was like, this is what Zach's gonna be when he's older. He's gonna be Sakamoto. Like, I just see, I don't know, man. It's all I see every single time. It's like, oh look, here's Zach flying through the air. Also, random. I just thought about this because I was thinking about just like the gap between like 108 to 71. You know, it's like, oh man, there's a lot of series in between there that got killed. I just remembered, you know, me and Roboco's one that we don't read got confirmed for an anime.
Fucking this series.
Yep, me and Roboco's gonna be an anime. Is this the time for us, Zach? Are we? Is this when we're gonna get into me and Roboco? Is when the anime comes out?
Remember when we started this show? Me and Roku was like at like 15 chapters, and we're just like.
This ain't gonna last.
I mean, we're just like, yeah, I'm in a May Then we see every volume cover, and we're just like, all right, this sort of has its niche thing.
Yeah, the volume covers are top tier. Amazing. Yeah.
And it's slowly just become a thing of, I don't think it's gonna die.
That's how I feel about Scott High School Families. It's not gonna fucking die, even though it only sells like 4K copies of volume.
Here's the thing: High School Family has Kubo approval. Me and Roboco.
It's just got a meme backing. I mean, it sells like 20K of volumes. That's not bad. Sorry.
Who's joining the cast?
No, that was an alarm for dog medicine. No, if that was a phone call, it would not have gone off. Alarms just go off through the silent mode. But me and Roboco, just dude, it has its fandom. It sells. That's the thing. Like it doesn't blow out of the water. But I mean, it'll sell like probably like I said 20K, but really that's on the high end probably. I'd say it sells about like probably 10K every volume. So
when me and Robocop comes anime, I'll watch the first episode, and if that ending scene isn't the JJK ending scene they made, I'm going to fucking throw that shit on out to the wayside.
Okay, bet. Elusive Samurai 63. Did not read this one. This one was not on my make it list.
It was actually very good. I give it an 8.
Blue Box 53. Man.
Fucking 9.
9. Man.
Bro. No, I'm actually going to give it a 10.
Oh, a Zach approved 10. He doesn't give these out often, people. You need to keep that in mind.
Fucking just this whole build up the last couple chapters is just freaking Hina being a boss.
Yeah.
And just this whole thing with them and everything. I was like, fuck yeah.
All right. So this is your favorite chapter of the week. Got it. P6 33. This is also doing surprisingly well.
Which you still haven't read, and I've pushed it.
I know. I've only read I think the first 5 chapters.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Ayashimon 24. Ripped to this series, but
5. It was
I didn't read it. Akane-Banashi 14.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. All right. So My Hero Vigilantes is officially done. Hey, good run. Been a good ride. I didn't read the chapter yet though.
Knuckle Duster better not be dead.
I know. Yeah. No, he lived in the big, finale of stuff. So I need to read this last chapter. That's on me. I should have read it since it was the fucking finale. But I just missed it. So I'll review that next week. Kaiju number 8. It's chapter 63 that came out today.
That sounds right.
Or 64. Either way, new chapter today. I didn't read it. Zach, what we got?
I give it an 8.
All right. Dandadan I have not caught up on. I'm working on that. I will say I'm working on that, but do you want to know what I'm actually working on instead?
Tokyo Revengers?
Well, no, because I've already, I'm actually working on catching up to something. Do you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is?
Bleach?
No, I do need to do that though before the anime comes out. No, I picked back up Deranged Detective.
Oh, okay.
Yep, reading through that. I think I'm in the 30s right now.
Ooh. So you got to see all the stuff that happened in the city when his first matchup?
Let me confirm. What chapter I'm on? Maybe I'm not as far as I think. Let me look. I've been reading a few chapters every night.
Because by 30, he's had his first face-off with one of the siblings.
Okay, then no, I'm not that far. Okay. I am at, I'm at 23. Sorry, I was close.
Okay, so you're about to get to that stuff.
Yeah, I am at the case of the Shibuya Revelation Serial Murders Part 2. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. I mean, I've seen the other siblings and stuff. Yeah. Also, I want to shout this out, and obviously it's because it's by the same creator of Hitman Reborn, but I just want to shout out, every time I read these cases and chapters, I can't, Ron is fucking reborn, and Todo is fucking Suna, like all the time, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love those interactions.
Ron's a much weirder reborn.
That is so true. That is very, very true.
Hey, what can you tell me?
Hey, what can you tell me about your death? So sooner or later, Deranged Detective will be back on this list once I get caught up, and I'll be reading it weekly from there. But Tokyo Revengers 254, big fight about to happen.
I'll give it a 7.
7 as well. Eden 192. You said you didn't read it?
Didn't read.
I'd give this one a 7. 7 Daily Sins, 4 Nights the Apocalypse 63. I would give it probably... Honestly, I'll throw a 9 its way, just because the ending is not what I expected. Because it's like, in this chapter you have that knight, right, that took Percival, which I still was I was still laughing about that after we finished recording, where he's like, so you just want me to, join your side and turn against the king, and turn against evil in my ways, and Percival's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, no, it takes him in lead. Still laughing about that, still love that, but no, in this chapter they all kind of caught up. Tristan caught up, Gawain caught up, whatever, and Gawain, which am I pronouncing that name right?
I believe so, yeah.
Gawain. Okay. Gawain is fighting this night now, right?
Okay.
Getting to see a little bit of Gawain's abilities. Gawain and Tristan kind of had a little bit of a moment too, where Gawain's like, you need to stay the fuck out of my way. I want to fight. And Tristan's like, you need to calm the fuck down. So they were kind of a fight. And like the end half of this chapter, after some fighting kind of went down, the knight's just like, oh, I see now. And then just like smacks the fuck out of Gawain. It's like, oh, I get it. You're really strong, but you're a fucking amateur. You don't know how to fight. You don't know how to use your power. You're strong though. You have a lot of strong power, but you just don't know how to use it. And Gawain's like super pissed, fist clenching, like on the ground, whatever, after getting smacked down.
Gawain smash.
That's what I thought was about to happen, was like just like a pure anger moment, right? But it's just like, pure anger, trying to get up, fist rising. You see the fist kind of like open up and it hits the ground, and then the end shot is just Gawain just bawling, crying. I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be very interesting to see more about her character next chapter, because like she was super serious, super like, if you don't get the fuck out of my way, I'm gonna fuck you up. They're just bawling cries out like a baby. So this next chapter is gonna be interesting. Ranger,
how old are these characters?
I don't think Percival's that old. Lancelot, Tristan, and Gawain are probably like all somewhere in the upper teens. Percival's obviously a kid. I mean, he's a little kid of the group. But everyone else is probably just in the teens. So actually, I say that, but it's a manga. We don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, they could look 18 but be 12.
That's more what it sounds like. So we went from 7 Deadly Sins, where we have like century-old characters.
Yes.
Actually, not even centuries, literally millennia.
Yeah. For Meliodas and Elizabeth, yeah.
Yeah. And now we have these characters who are like preteens almost, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, basically, correct.
Okay.
Yep, and they're supposed to save the world, but, we'll get there. It's got an anime coming, though. Which also, I got to continue
That was a very quick confirm for an anime.
It was, and the sales on Seven Deadly Sins, I haven't looked at it recently, but the sales on the manga volumes are very, very good. Okay. Number one, it is 7 Deadly, so that's going to push it. But also, like, the story content's been very, very good.
That's what you said.
I've really been enjoying this read quite a bit, especially now that we're to the point that we are. There were a couple slow moments as you're building up your character cast.
Have they said what studio's doing it yet?
No, don't know that one yet. Oh God, Studio Dean, you better stay the fuck away from this. I swear to Christ. No, I mean, I am enjoying it quite a bit. I just hope for the anime, like, let's just keep it clean, keep it a nice 12-episode season, because we're really not that far, obviously. We're only at 63. So keep it at a clean 12-episode seasons. You don't have to go up to 24, whatever, unless if you do, because the thing is, if you go up to like 24, bro, it's going to be so long before the next fucking season. It's going to be like a gap like it was for Fire Force Season 2 to when we just now got confirmed Season 3. That's like, what, a 3-year gap, I think, between when that, like, bro, like, don't do 24 episodes, because it's going to be like 3 years before we hear about Four Nights Apocalypse Season 2. But Ranger Reject, I still need to get caught up on, working on that. Just like we're working up on catching up on God of High School. Haven't even started catching up on that yet. I was thinking about this the other day, about how we have just like kind of dropped. I mean, obviously we're not dropping it for good. We will catch up, like we will. But I was thinking about it. I was just like, I think one like the massive turnoffs is like you ended on this like this chapter, right, and you went on a long hiatus to prepare for the grand finale, which fair point, right?
Yeah.
Ended on this point of our 3 pro tags ready to fucking throw down with this dickhead. It's gonna be awesome. You come back, lives up to it. It's awesome.
We got a great finale.
And then now we're starting.
Then we start a whole new story arc.
We start a new story arc where once again Mori gets fucking nerfed and he's separated from his friends. I'm like, bro, like, it always kills me on the inside when a series ends, but bro, don't prolong it like this. You know what I mean? So I just don't have a lot of motivation reading it right now. I'll catch up, but you know what I do have a lot of motivation reading, and that is fucking unordinary. Because holy shit, this is
there's tons of stuff going on right now.
Dude,
in Unordinary.
I give this chapter a 9.
I give it a 9 as well.
261. Good stuff. Loved the ending too. Loved the ending. John's about to go on a war. I saw one in the comments like, "Oh yeah, John on a warpath. Let's go." Much, yeah. Oh man, I'm pumped. True Beauty 207. I would give this one. I'd give this one a 7. Pretty solid. What about Weak Hero 191?
I'd give it a 9. Some guys are about to die.
Okay, I didn't read it. I'll look forward to that. Eleceed 170.
Oh, I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Sub-Zero 139. I would give this one probably 7. Not a lot happened. Down to Earth 98. I would give this one probably 7 as well. Suitor Armor 69, and Suitor Armor will be on a break until June 16th. T's and P's to the author and her family because there are some family health issues that is causing the break. So T's and P's there. But for 69, I would give this one probably a 9. Pretty solid chapter. And Reunion Chapter 15, I have not read yet. It came out last night, and I haven't got around to it, so that's on me. Favorite chapter of the week?
Blue Box.
You know, I am riding such a high right now with Unordinary. I'm going to have to go with 261. I am riding such a high with this arc right now. It's so good to me. Like, I love what's happening right now. It's good shit. All right, well, that about covers everything there for the show. Shout out to Josh Pillow. He's there with us in spirit. Shout out to Josh. One day he'll return.
Nope.
One day.
No.
We'll see.
No.
You know, at the very least, and Josh, if you happen to randomly watch this episode, just try to be back by fall. That's all I ask, right? Because fall's going to be loaded. Like, bro, fall's going to be loaded. You know, it is.
Of next year.
No, of this year, please. I am going to try to get Diaz on fall.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, we can get some Bleach action going on with him. We can get some My Hero action. I'm going to see if he'll want to tag in with fall. Because fall's going to be so loaded. There's going to be so much happening. Oh, my God. Oh.
No, what won't be happening, hopefully?
What?
Dragon Quest.
Oh, I know. No, okay, real talk, though. How are you going to feel if we get to fall with this unbelievable lineup and you still have Dragon Quest?
2 years. It's got precedence.
So it's staying on, okay. We'll just lead the show off with it every week. Get it out of the way. No, we better not do that, actually. That's probably a bad idea.
If it reaches fall, that's easily 2 years. It takes precedence.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, well, I'm going to hit the music. Let's get out of here.
Right.
Last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can help us build that channel by hitting that subscribe. Then also hitting the bell to let you know when anything uploads, whether it be this, talking about movies and stuff, game aesthetic, terrible football, whenever that big episode comes out. Help. Thank you. Bye.
Do everything that he said and more. Make sure to definitely check us out on our website, sparky3.com. You can sign up for free, or you can sign up for $5 a month and support us further. Get early access to podcast episodes. We definitely appreciate that, as well as check out the merch store, sparky3shop.com. I do got some new merch coming in because they've added some more stuff to the lineup. So they actually added normal hats.
Hey.
So I was going to add in hats because the only hat option they had before was bucket hats.
Ew.
That's all they had at one point. And Tyler asked me about it recently. Hey, yo, bro, they got hats? I'm like, yeah, bucket hats. And I was looking at them like, wait, hold on. Never mind. We got normal people hats now. So we're going to have hats in there soon. So shout out to that. Promo code ANNIV for 25% off for just a couple more days. Join the Discord for sure. Got some stuff coming up with Terrible Football Show and Game Aesthetic if you're into that stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Animan Podcast and check out the other shows. And I think that's it. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See you.
Bye.